我们现在要去看一个活生生的机器 （living machine）。听说臭气冲天的生活污水可以被活生生转换成干净的水。这位14年的社区居民就是我们的向导。首先，小区居民的生活污水透过管线被送到埋在小山丘底下的3个大水槽。 经过充分液化，以减少水中的悬浮物质。
Yeah, the mound is 3 large tanks, 8,000 gallons each, and this is the first process in the living machine. So it's anaerobic conditions, and that means without air. That's really important because this is where anaerobic bacteria first start to digest what's in the water.
污水在厌氧环境中放置1天半以后，借由重力自然导入这个绿色温室。
Can you hear the bubbles? Yeah. So what happens here is that we pump in air into the water, and that kills the anaerobic bacteria that was living in these tanks here. So it does smell when the anaerobic bacteria comes into contact with the air, and that's why we have tops on these tanks. So after the closed aerobics, we then come to the open aerobics. That's closed. Yeah, this is the third.
温水被注入这样的大型水槽，里面长满了苏格兰当地的芦苇和芒草。这个时候会加入适当比例的氧气，让水中的细菌和植物能够有效地净化水质。
So we have a variety of plants here. Flag irises, reeds, rushes, sedges, umbrella plants. They're all plants that can manage this nutrient-rich water. So we have
a natural way.
Yes, we have these floating racks in the water, and what happens is the roots hang down into the water and they provide the environment for aerobic bacteria. This is a different bacteria. It likes air as it's part of its respiration. So we're pumping in air from blowers outside, and the air has oxygen in it, and just as we need oxygen to respire, then the bacteria also needs oxygen as part of its digestion process. So that's then continuing to purify the water and digest what's in it. Yeah.
这些经加氧处理并由植物和微生物初步净化的水，就来到下一个阶段的净化槽。
The design of the living machine is set so that the pipes naturally flow from one tank into the other underground.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no need
So
to
there's
put in
less
more electricity to
Yes.
to let them
To move the water, because that's actually quite
flow.
costly to move the water. So then after this we come to the clarifier. And this is a pump. This is the bottom of this tank. It's cone shaped, and what happens is because there's no air in this tank, we've stopped the air on purpose and we've taken out the sunlight. So that results in the bacterias, the aerobic bacteria dying, and they turn into a sludge and they sink to the bottom of the tank. So that sludge gets sucked out, which is what you just heard. The pump sucks it out and it sends it back to the beginning of the system, because we're trying to remove as much solids from the water as possible. After this point, then another bacteria continues to digest what's in the water.
Okay.
So if I look into the water here, you may see lots of tiny little creatures, Daphnia, and they are eating the dead bacteria with the algae. Do you see them? Yeah. They're so tiny, there's thousands of them in there. There's so many. At the bottom, they're a bit bigger, yeah.
Yes. 这个地上下面比较多，可以看得到在动的，有没有红红的？现在从净化槽流出的水要进入下一个阶段的生态硫化床。这里有3个水槽前后相连，水从前面的水槽溢流向后面2个水槽，经过管线和水槽中的废石和这些水生植物来进行最终阶段的净化程序。
There's a central column in the ring, and that pushes the water up through the centre and it falls down through the stones. So as the water falls down through the stones, all the bacteria are digesting everything inside.
Okay.
And then the water outside just passes in between. So the term is polishing, it polishes the water. It's lovely.
水在这里经过循环，含氧量趋近于0，透过植物进一步去除水中的氨含量和氮化物。这里是 Living Machine 第5道生态工法的最后一个水箱，这里不但没有任何污水的异味，而且还生长着美丽的植物。我 我们还拍摄到了蜘蛛和蜜蜂在努力工作的画面。Cause problems sometimes.
Yeah, one of the main problems is that if people put things down into the water system that causes a problem with the pumps, you know, if there's dental floss or plastics or nappies, bottles, you know, tin foil, all things that can get caught in the mechanical parts
So
of
that
the
will
pump.
block
Yeah.
the filter.
Yeah, and then the system gets stuck.
进一步，社区居民还要建立共识，避免使用像通乐或稳洁这类的清洁化学品，以免破坏了净水系统中微生物和植物的活性，确保这套天然活机器的运作。
For me, I think it's fascinating that we can use the water and we can come just down the road and see that it's treated properly and to, you know, a standard that we feel comfortable with to give back to the earth. You know, so often that we use things and then we put them in the bin or we put them down the sink and we don't know what happens to them. You know, we don't really think about it, we don't connect it up. So I think that's really precious part the Living Machine gives to the community is that people can come and see what happens to their water. They will know what happens when they flush the toilet, you know, they don't just think, oh, what happens, you know. When they wash the dishes, they know that it comes here and they can enjoy the place as well. It's hilarious in the beginning, you know, if with the school children or anybody, people come in and they're quite shy and they think it smells a bit and they wonder why did they bother coming and are they crazy coming to a sewage treatment plant and, you know, they feel uncomfortable and, you know, it's about toilet water and it's all about, ooh. And then they get to the end and they're like, wow, it's so beautiful, you know, there's a fig tree, there's grapes growing, they can see the fish and it gives a better attitude.
这套污水净化的回收处理前后4天，完全采用自然的生物工法，既环保又节能，难怪会被称为 Living Machine。
Well, actually, the technology was pioneered by a Canadian biologist called Dr. Todd about 30 years ago. And then a number of us here in the community formed a company with Dr. Todd in the United States and developed the technology to a commercial level. And then during that time, about 15 years ago, we were able to build the very first example of this technology in Europe, here at Findhorn. So we actually got a grant from the European Union for about half the money to do the very first system here as a new sort of American-Canadian technology. So we chose this treatment system because it's sort of an example of cooperation between human beings and nature. It's called a natural treatment system because it's completely biological and it uses plants and animals and microanimals and bacteria, etc. as a whole, what we call ecologically engineered technology. So we call it a living technology or a natural treatment system. We also use it as an educational facility, so many people come here get the idea that nature can treat pollution. Nature is very powerful if you employ it in a cooperative way with the human kingdom to do some useful work in treating your sewage and treating polluted lakes or canals or rivers, of which there are many around the planet.
话说当年，在这个无人居住的区域根本没有铺设污水管道。为了符合政府规定，分红社区早在20年前就决定引进这套先进的技术，负责任地处理300-400个家庭的社区污水，净化之后才会放流大海。同时提倡尊重自然、坚持零污染的生态环保教育，这样的用心实在令人赞叹。